have had a, not kept persevering and kept sharing and kept being persistent uh, about things, then it might not have took place. You know what I'm saying? It may have, but it might have been later on down the road. And I can look back at my life and think to myself, I didn't have a very strong support system in the very beginning of my recovery, which made it a lot more of a challenge for me. So I can understand the addiction as well as I can understand the need for consistent support. And so that makes somebody have a lot more of a chance when they've got somebody behind them, that's saying, no matter what, I'm here. No matter what you're dealing with or you're going through, I'm here. Now, I'm not here to enable you, but I'm here as a sounding board or whatever it is that you need me to be in that corner for. But I really think, like with my son, he told me yesterday, he said, knowing that you went back to school, Mama, and knowing all the challenges you've had with drugs and alcohol, he said, you have been an inspiration in my life. And then my other friend, letting me know also that, he said, you have helped me a whole lot, Deena. He said, I want to let you know that you have helped me a whole lot. And so that does say a lot, and that does mean a lot. And I told a friend the other day, I said, after all I've been through in my life, if one person, if one person really got set free from crack and alcohol and all these other drugs, because of the fact that, I quit, because I was that testimony, I was that mentor or that counselor or that sponsor in their life that continued to just help push them forward, then that would mean more to me than anything. If it's just one person that stayed sober the rest of their life and they made a difference in their children's life. Because matter of fact, the friend that's in detox has two twin children that he gets every other weekend. And he's a guy. And he gets them every other, we're just, it ain't not like that. But gets his kids every other weekend. And that it's not just about him. I mean, that's their daddy. I mean, they'll be 11 years old next month. So by him beginning to get recovered or whatever he's doing with his life right now, I mean, that's going to have a major impact on especially his daughter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like a domino effect. Sometimes, I mean, it just rolls on over. I mean, what I went through, it helps somebody else. And then when they get help, it rolls over and it helps somebody else. Like, it's a constant thing. So, it's also been very draining though. I mean, in this semester, because like I said, my uncle died and he had problems with addiction, even though he had quit 15 months before he died. He died in February this year. And then right after he died, Cody started, it's just been a lot. And then me trying to go to school and take care of April, I have been drained in a lot of ways. But I really feel like that all that I've had to persevere through, I mean, in the long run, it's like a relief right now. Yeah. It's like, your work, you can be still now and know that I'm God. You know what I mean? I know that's sort of what throw people off, but you didn't work in vain. Your labor was not in vain, even though you were tired and even though you got some stressed out, maybe some sleepless nights. All that was not for nothing. So I'm a lot really. Right now I'm at a place or a season where the semester's ending. I've got these people that are getting help, and so I'm sort of like getting some rest mentally and spiritually myself. I'm I'm just getting a little bit more peaceful, and I feel like the Lord's just beginning to do another work in me. So,
so you're saying like due to your past and your experience that you can help your like family and they can like be there for you too. That's a way that you can like guide them because you already been through that, so you can be like the leading hand for them to help.
Right.
recovery.
Right. I mean, I think I like with my son, I can help him to a certain extent because it's mother and son relation. But some of the like him going to Teen Challenge, he has more like some deep rooted issues because like alcohol is really a symptom of really what's going on underneath, and so there might be areas like that somebody else would have to dig in so that he can have those things uprooted that continue to hold him in a type of bondage to continue to drink. And some of those things have to be pulled up by the very roots because those are the deep rooted issues that keep you. And some of those things I'm not able to, help him root up, but I can set that tone,
Mm-hmm.
in our family, that if I can get off of drugs and alcohol, you
You
can.
can. Yeah.
This your life doesn't have to be this way. And you want better for yourself. You don't want to stay stuck in this. And it's just because like I said, his daddy and stepmother raised him, but when after he got grown, he come here. And his dad really has not been no support to him at all since he was 17, 18 years old. And he'll be 25 in June. And so, he's been down here for 2 years. And I'm just grateful. I'm just real grateful because I've been able to, if I hadn't never got off the drugs and alcohol, what kind of mother would I be to him right now with him going through the things that he's going through. And I'm just glad I'm able to be, that he can look at my life and say,
Yeah.
look at that and say, I can, my mom's doing it, you know, and I might, by that example, it might keep him from years. Just like every conversation me and him have, I'm like, don't wait till you're 40, don't wait till you're 35, don't wait 10 years down the road to decide after you've done lost this, after done experienced this or had to go through this, more and more pain, more and more mistakes, to decide you're going to get straight. I said the day's the day to choose this day and whom you're going to serve, and get, and you've got to make those decisions. And I think that he got to, as at that point to where he doesn't want to experience. And then I go into more detail. Well, this is what I've been through. This is what happened to me as a result of my addiction. Even though I'm not there now, I had to suffer a lot of consequences. And even though I'm sober today, there's still things, that even being in school and me trying to go, pursue education and go try to get a job, in my addiction, those were things that happened that still are challenges for me to even to be able to work, in this field. Thank God it's a little bit forgiven. But Cody, you haven't had all that to happen yet, and that says you're entitled to. It's what they told me one time. And you can avoid all these mistakes, all these things, if you can just really admit right now that you do have a problem and you're willing to do whatever you got to do to get, to stop. So, and then the other friend, like I said, but they're older, like they're 38. So they've been through a lot more. They've really been through some things. But just like I told that particular person, even at being 38 years old, you still got a car, but when I got sober, the drug dealer had my car. I said, you still got your cell phone. I mean, you're still getting your kids every other weekend. You got a place to live. You're not in jail. You've not been to prison. I said, your life, it could be a lot more mixed up than what it is. I don't think you want to go there. And I said, learn from somebody else's experience. I see what they went through, but see what they also overcame and where they're at now. But the places that I've been in my addiction, you need to learn that you don't need to go there. And you're not there, but you could be there. Because alcohol and drugs are not your friend. And it is a progressive illness. And it doesn't get any better. And so, it's like I told him Tuesday, you keep doing the same things over and over and over, and you're expecting a different result every time. But it seems like here lately, every time it's been something worse. something worse and something worse till you're going to get to that place to where some big consequences is going to take place. You better get help while you can, because you want to avoid those things. And so I really believe that that helped that particular person at the time, or to keep maybe letting them understand that it could be a lot worse. And then when I look back, at my life and where I've been, I'm just thankful when I look at Cody and I look at my friend. Y'all haven't experienced. I'm not saying other people hasn't, but them two, y'all have not experienced the hardships that I went through with my addiction. And so hopefully, they won't have to.
Yeah.
And all you can do is hope for them, and and just every opportunity that you get, try to be, encouraging and stuff to them.
But it
So
does seem like what makes you happy is that you love being a role model to your kids. It does seem
right,
like that.
yeah, I love being a part of my children's life, and I love being able to, you know, you can't force things on your children, but I like it when they come to me and they're ready for that conversation with mom,
Yeah.
or that encouragement from mom, and then then at that particular moment, then that door's open for you to go ahead and pour out.
Hmm.
That you got that opportunity there, because it's like something that they seeing in your life is drawing them, you know,
Yeah.
to that. It's really I really believe it's the Lord in my life, that draws them, to want to talk more with me, get wisdom, and try to get understanding about this particular situation. My daughter, however, on the other hand, my oldest daughter, she didn't have a baby, May the 16th, but she does pretty good. She don't really wrestle with the drinking, and all the drug situation is just much as being just a uh, typical woman,
Hmm.
and just the part of being a mother and the part of being pregnant, and then the being in the spiritual realm. She gets, just like we all do. Sometimes she gets discouraged a little bit on this journey, and she'll need that encouragement. As far as what God, the Word of God might say about a particular situation, or she might need me to pray with her, or whatever it is, to keep the baby, or
Hmm.
whatever it is. We have been a very, um, I guess you would say, dysfunctional type family, because I didn't raise them, and so our relationships with my son and my daughter already being grown has just had to be a place is just restoration and being restored, and it if I'd have stayed on the alcohol and drugs and lived, it would never been had an opportunity.
Yeah.
There would never been an opportunity to restore any type of relationships. And I think it's been hard on them and me both, to a certain extent, because they was away for so many years, and then all of a sudden they show up after all these years. I've done been through therapy. I've done forgave myself for not raising them. Didn't know they was gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? Just tried to have to move on with my life, and then they all of a sudden they get in touch with their mama. They decide they're gonna come here. They're gonna want to live here, and want to be a part of my life. So it's been, a little bit different with them than April, because April, my youngest one, I've been there with her this whole time. So it is a little bit of a different bond.
Hmm.
But it's not like I don't love them. But after they get grown and stuff, and it's like, they're yours, but it's a thing that has to eventually grow. Those relationships have to grow, because it's like meeting somebody